I'm pretty sure I OD'd this past weekend on adrenaline. But let's talk about it. Let's review Doom Eternal. Let's rip and tear. Doom Eternal. So Doom Eternal is a first-person shooter, the sequel to the 2016 Doom game, which I was a huge fan of because it's Doom. In Doom Eternal, Hell's invasion of Earth is well underway, and you, the Doom Slayer, stand between them and us as our last best hope. Doom's a classic, and with Doom Eternal, it's clear that Doom continues to be a spearhead. Before we get into the gameplay, I'm just going to briefly touch on the fact that the game looks gorgeous. The graphics are amazing, the scenery's out of this world. Movies rarely have backdrops as epic as this game. The frame rate is smooth as silk. I mean, just smooth. Well, let's be real, you want to hear my opinion on the gameplay. And yeah, this game it's fast. It's a faster, more aggressive version of Doom compared to even the 2016 Doom. Not that the 2016 Doom was a cakewalk, not that it wasn't fast and aggressive. This is just more so. The game gives you what you need to survive. You just need to learn to utilize it. In that, there is a learning curve, especially before you're all beefed out and you have all your upgrades when you're just, just base level Doom Slayer. Yeah, you might get your ass kicked a few times, which is funny because then when you are beefed out, you go back to that level, just wipe the floor with them. You feel like a god by the end of this game, in which the intensity is amplified by the music. The music in this game, you can't help but just audibly it gets your adrenaline up, which is perfect. What you want a lullaby playing. Then again, it'd be easy to have really intense music that doesn't really fit. Music in this game's solid and it serves to elevate and amplify the experience. The apex of that feeling is from the Slayer gates. The Slayer gates are amazing. I do wish that when you beat a Slayer gate, you could just pick it from the menu and just do the Slayer gate from the menu, rather than having to go back into the level, into the stage, and find the key and find the Slayer gate and basically replay the level. Regardless, the Slayer gates are the most fun I had in this game. If you like a room full of a lot of aggressive demons of all different sorts, all different types, Slayer gates are the culmination of that. Like, if Doom Eternal is interesting, Slayer gates are the most interesting men in the world. It's crazy in there. I loved them. I loved all the Slayer gates. The dash and the chainsaw are instrumental in your survival in Doom Eternal. If you don't use the dash, you're gonna die. Like in 2016 Doom, the chainsaw was cool. It was nice to get ammo back, but I never felt like I needed it. Just not a necessary mechanic in the game, but in Doom Eternal, using the chainsaw to replenish your ammo is a necessary mechanic of the game for your survival. And you consciously use it for that. They do a good job of just having those little stragglers just walking around. You're like, all right, you are for ammo. Bang. And as you play, you find secrets. You unlock mods on your guns. Like each gun has 2 different builds for it. Just like 2016 Doom. And I got so used to the 2016 Doom weapons where I was like, I love those weapons so much. Is this one gonna hold up? Yeah, the weapons in this game are sweet. They do a great job at giving you everything you need. Weapons, weapon variety, there's enough in this game to fit anybody's playstyle. Like I said before, certain enemies is like this weapon and this build is best for them. But I mean, I'm a creature of habit personally, so the shotgun that shoots the sticky grenade, that sticky grenade is a lot of what I use. And you're like, all right, let me rock the ballista. Blam! This thing shoots out a horizontal wave that just cuts enemies in half. You're like, oh god. But it still balances it out because it's a really powerful gun, but when it's charged up, you're walking like your feet are just in mud. So, pick how you're gonna use it. Point is, as a self-professed creature of habit, when I ventured into other weapons and other weapon builds, I found new, different ways to play and I had a blast doing it. You might find one weapon you prefer, but it doesn't mean the other weapons are useless. Speaking of new things to the table, not just the weapons, but we have new enemies as well. 2016 Doom, the enemies were generally enemies that we knew from old Doom, but now, new graphics, that's awesome. And as they bring new enemies in here again, I'm like, are they gonna hold up? Yup, the enemies in this game are amazing. That kind of variety you need in a Doom game. You can't just have everything from before. All right, well, now we have new levels. That would just be called 2016 Doom DLC. You need new enemies, and the new enemies in Doom Eternal, they give some good flavor. I mean, they have the Cyber Demon. He's not called the Cyber Demon, but he's totally the Cyber Demon. That Mojo from X-Men looking fucker who makes shields in front of other enemies, making it harder to kill them. Or how about that one dick who's just like shrouded in fire, and he's just raising enemies from out of nowhere. Takes an ungodly amount of hits to kill him, but they're not gonna stop coming unless you do. These new enemies mix with some of the old, makes for a good roster of demons that's just fun to rip and tear through. I love Doom encounters so much. It's just 2016 Doom, and now I'm gonna do it with Doom Eternal. I would just, if you had a bad day, just pop it on, blow some steam. And the enemies now have exploits, which again, I really appreciate it. Like the Revenants, you know, they have the cannons on the shoulders. You shoot the cannons and blow them up, and then they won't have the cannon anymore. Mancubus has flamethrowers for arms. You blow those up, he no longer has those. But some of the weapons that might be best to shoot the flamethrowers off of the Mancubus or shoot the cannons off of the Revenants, they might not be the best weapons to kill them. So even there, the game keeps you on your toes. You gotta change it up. That level of prioritizing where it's like that enemy takes more hits, but I can blow up his cannons right now, then maybe concentrate on these other guys and then come back and finish him off. Keeps the game fun, fresh, and you can do it different ways every time you pop the game off. Then even after all that, you want to do the end game cleanup. You got yourself some solid end game cleanup. You got a lot of hidden stuff, a lot of secrets, and you unlock cheats where when you replay the level, you can just activate the cheats. Some of those cheats are amazing. One of it has like cheers from QuakeCon. So when you're annihilating a room of demons, all these cheers from QuakeCon are happening. Makes you feel like a rock star, makes you feel like a boss. It also makes it a bit more enjoyable going through these levels for, you know, 2 or 3 times trying to get everything. Because these levels are no joke. These levels are enormous. Not just, oh, pop into one level, all right, do it. It's like each level feels like 2 or 3 levels, which makes for a lot of game. You're getting your money's worth, that's for sure. But for doing the end game cleanup, it's like, yeah, I can go for some unlimited ammo, and yeah, give me these buffs, and let's just eradicate some demon ass. However, the cheats do not work on the Slayer gates, which is the reason I love the Slayer gates. No getting around it. You just got to do it. It does have multiplayer, which I dabbled with the multiplayer. Admittedly, I didn't really dive into it. It's actually a really interesting multiplayer though. It's one person's the Doom Slayer, 2 other players pick their demon of choice, and then they do a level and the demons try to kill the Doom Slayer and vice versa. It's just a little more unique and interesting than, all right, just PvP, you know, 5 on 5, capture the flag, capture the bases, because that's not everywhere. I haven't seen that, you know, metric shit-tillion times. But whenever I play PvP, I get my balls kicked in. I just find out how much I suck at these games. Funny, I can fuck up the computer, no problem. Clear out those rooms, no cheats necessary. PvP, well, I'm dead. That's cool. So I wish I had more to talk about PvP, but I buy these games for the single player campaign. It's just how I am. There were a couple of things that compromised the pacing the first time I ran into them. One of which was one of the levels has a water puzzle. I was like, oh, water level. It's not a water level. It's a sewer-based puzzle. It's a water puzzle, but the water's poison, so it hurts you and kills you if you don't have your radiation suit, which depletes over time, so you gotta get refills for it while you're figuring this out. And for me, the game went from intense, shoot, blood, ass, explosions everywhere, to okay, where's the switch? Shit. Is it? Okay, all right. All right, let me get, oh, where's the switch? I mean, when you get through it, you know how to do it, so when you replay the level, it's fine. But the first time I ran into it, I was like, I didn't come to Doom for the water puzzle. So it's not a big deal, it's just a thing. Ran into one thing I hope they patch, which is when you're using a weapon that runs out of ammo, the game automatically selects another gun for you. I think it's the other gun in your R1 quick select. I don't know, doesn't matter. Point is, it should never be the BFG. Because when you're in a firefight, your eye isn't on the ammo. So there were 2 separate occasions. I was just like, out of ammo, BFG. I was like, hey, that's just wasted a BFG shot. One of my 2. I'm not saying they're diamonds. I'm saying BFG ammo is an item that you have to find in certain select levels. Not as though they're falling out of enemies, finding them in explosive barrels or anything. Again, an annoyance. The big thing that got me rage quitting a few times, the Marauder. Fuck him. Dude is a dick. I mean, granted, you adapt to survive. You will figure out how to beat him in a way that you run across him when the game throws him at you a couple more times, a few more times. And you're like, oh, Marauder, okay, this is a tough fight, but I'll do it. But the first couple times I ran into this guy, I didn't have any extra lives because you get extra lives in this game. So the pattern up through the first couple Marauder encounters was, I got an extra life, hit a room, all right, well now I died, so now I'm not operating with any extra lives. Enter the Marauder. This guy. You can't just shoot him, bullets deflect off of him. If you're too close, he's gonna shotgun blast you. If you're too far, he's gonna throw an axe at you. You have to stand in this Goldilocks zone where his eyes blink and then he swings an axe at you. That's when you can shoot him. Also, remember when I said the game's really fast and aggressive? he's the most fast and the most aggressive. Not just fast and aggressive, he's like zero shifting like he's Anubis from Zone of the Enders or some shit. Zigzagging, so it's hard to actually have him come at you straight on. That was the thing, I was like, this guy's killing the momentum of the game. Because I am dying. A couple times I turned off my PS4 like I was Cameron Fry sitting in his car in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Turn off the PS4.
God damn it!
It wasn't unlike that. I hated the Marauder. I was like, he's different than all the other mechanics in the game. Why the fuck is he here? Gotta hit him when his eyes blink when he's swinging at you. He's a punch-out opponent, essentially. He's not a Doom demon. But when you stick with it, you learn his pattern. You end up seeing him as an element in the game that does change it up. Another element in the game that changes it up. Crazy time. So if a thing locks you up in this game, keep at it, you're gonna be a beast by the end. Guys, in the end, Doom Eternal was everything the 2016 Doom was, but faster, more aggressive. But I would also argue more polished in here. The game gives you enough to survive, you just gotta learn how to implement everything. And I do mean everything, and that's a point. Nothing in this game really goes to waste. The level designs are interesting, the graphics are insane, the backdrops are gorgeous, the weapons are a lot of fun, the encounters are intense. Play this game if you love that feeling of adrenaline, if you love that fight or flight without the flight, because that's just not an option. Some great endgame exploration. I love 2016 Doom. I love Doom Eternal. I hope they keep going in the vein of this. And Doom Eternal absolutely is awesome-tacular. And now I'd like to thank the sponsor of this video. This video is brought to you by Raycon. Raycons are slick, stylish, true wireless earbuds that start at about half the price of other premium wireless earbuds on the market, and they sound great. Their newest model, E25S, has 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, and a more compact design that gives you a nice noise isolating fit. And they come in a variety of new fun colors. In fact, I've said it on here before, my Raycons are my workout headphones, and they've yet to fall out of my ears while working out. We're going for a record. Though under the circumstances, I feel it's important to emphasize workout at home. There is that. So they're perfect for that, or if you're just sitting at home listening to music, perfect for that too. So click the link below in the description to get yourself 15% off your order. And once again, thank you to Raycon for sponsoring this video, especially among everything. It really helps me out, and I do appreciate it, so thank you. All right, so Doom Eternal, have you played it? What did you think about it? How does it compare to the 2016 Doom for you? Whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more and rip and tear.